What is up, everybody? It's Reverse TV here today. So we're going to talk about this Sony fanboy journalist right here. They are still butthurt, apparently, about this news. This is actually, a few days ago, but this one almost slipped through the cracks. I almost didn't catch this one, but yeah, this guy is a major fanboy, major Sony fanboy right here. So he says that this guy and I couldn't stop proudly talking about the Activision Blizzard news this morning, so instead we spent thousands of words going back and forth about the massive implications of this deal and why the government should probably step in. So he is A-okay with the government stepping in, which is very odd because this has to deal with video games. So because Sony's finally getting their butt kicked, it's a problem now. He wants the government to step in to regulate things. When it's just so ridiculous because they think this is honestly a monopoly when it's not. This is nowhere near a monopoly. There's so many layers to gaming beyond it's just console gaming and PC gaming. You got a whole mobile market as well, and you got the whole VR market as well for gaming. So this is completely ridiculous. They call us they want to call this deal monopoly. It is so dumb. These dudes are so butthurt about this right now. They are so butthurt. And then there's just more proof about people calling this guy out right here because he made some more crazy tweets. What was the other one? Here we go. This is the other post I found. So apparently this is when a Scorpio was a thing before the Xbox One was called the Xbox One X. He says Scorpio may represent a hardware reset from Microsoft, but the real challenge in Xbox One's biggest problem was safe, boring games. So he's one of those people that he's one of those Xbox had no games people. But now when Xbox do have games, now they made a major power play by acquiring Activision Blizzard, it's a problem now. And there is more. They found more about this guy. He said that there's a reason I let my kid use my Xbox One controller as a pacifier today. I haven't turned it on in months. It's like, geez. So we know what side he stands on. He's a big Sony fanboy right here. But he wants people to take his opinion seriously. And then, so it's just like this is just the aftermath of people learn about the power play moves that Microsoft can make this generation. How this is not the same as last generation. They're not with the kumbaya stuff anymore. They are here to probably get a win this generation by these moves they're making. But this guy was super salty about this deal. And he is the only gamer journalist as well who's super salty about this deal. But this take is just ridiculous. He needs the government to step in. He wants the government to step in to regulate Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard. It's like, geez, this is probably one of the worst takes I have seen. But he had no problem when Sony make these deals though. When Sony was acquiring making games first party, he had no problem with that though. Like, let's make that make sense. So this is one post that I found on social media where this guy is like, really, people crying over this Call of Duty Activision Blizzard merger. It's like, remember all these Spider-Man games we had on previous Xbox consoles? Like, this is Xbox 360, the original Xbox generation, Xbox 360 generation. Now, I specifically remember this Xbox 360 generation. There were so many Spider-Man games, like a lot of different Spider-Man games. And now there's zero that you can play on your Xbox Series console. Or Xbox One console for that matter, because of Sony making a Spider-Man exclusive. Now look at this. All these games you can't even play. They're gone. None of these games have transferred to the PS4 because Sony made Spider-Man a PS4 exclusive now. So you can miss me with this whole monopoly stuff, or Microsoft isn't playing fair by acquiring these studios. It's like Insomniac said, if you want to play Spider-Man, buy a PS4 or PS5. So if you want to play these Call of Duty games now, it's just business. It's karma, whatever you want to call it. Buy an Xbox. So that's how I see this. But let's see what people have to say about this guy's comment, about his butthurt comments. So, so apparently he said like these people are he's trying to say that these people are childish, but this is quite hilarious, I might add. He says they posted "Die mad, you salty bee." Because this guy is definitely Sony. It's like, I don't know if we try to highlight it and say, hey, these guys are crazy, but nope, this comment is rightfully so, because it definitely describes this guy perfectly. He is definitely Sony right now. From calling on Xbox for lack of games to saying the government should step in because Xbox is getting games, this guy agenda stinks even on the internet. Let's see. You folks seem to be suffering from a lack of understanding of what a monopoly actually is. Microsoft isn't anywhere close to control of this commodity. Tencent and Sony are still closer. Yeah, because Tencent and Sony are a lot higher than Microsoft in the gaming revenue, but we want to call Microsoft a monopoly now. It's just stupid. And once again, he posted the definition of monopoly. A lot of people have been posting the definition of monopoly recently because that's the new buzzword now. But that's what the definition is. And Microsoft is nowhere near controlling all of the gaming media right now. So it's just stupid to call it a monopoly. So is Xbox losing or are they a monopoly? Can't be both. This so much. Like, you can't be both a monopoly and you're losing at the same time. That doesn't even make any sense. They don't know which narrative they want to go by at this point. They legit don't know which narrative they want to use. They either want to say Xbox is just last place losers, or Xbox just has every game company now. It can't be both. Pick one. Like, legit, just pick one at this point. I am unfollowing you. This is a terrible take, and people are posting stuff I haven't seen you post before. Went under my radar. I wouldn't care if you had a take that didn't make your preferences obvious, but now I have seen this. Yeah, a lot of these gaming journalists, they are definitely being exposed right now for being super biased for Sony. So he says it's not going to happen. Kind of funny how people really want the government to step in on this. Yeah, out of all the reasons you want the government to step in on something, for Microsoft buying a company or publishers, it's such a weird, bizarre reason you really want the government to step in on anything. Because people be super anti-government, but apparently when Microsoft buys Activision Blizzard, it's a big thing now. It's just hilarious. It's like, geez. Told Xbox to do better. They drop a megaton and you cry about it. I love it. Yeah, the solidness from different fanboys, whether it be journalists or just the average fanboy, Sony fanboy, it is just hilarious. They're just so upset over there. How they're so butthurt and Sony about this news right here. Dude, you are embarrassing yourself. To be honest, this isn't a monopoly. It's consolidation. It's happening everywhere for better or worse. The other buzzword is consolidation at this point. People keep using that word too. But it's really not. Yeah. So they're just roasting him in his own thread right here that he posted. Now here's another thread. People were talking about this. We were talking about this guy as well. So he says, all I see from Xbox haters is the government needs to stop this deal, and it's a monopoly. But if they open their eyes, all the games that can be played on Xbox consoles, PC, laptop, tablet, smartphones, xCloud. So where is the monopoly? Yeah, you got all these different ways you can play these games that Microsoft is acquiring. So how is it really monopoly? Like, you can play these games like on Xbox, PC, your smartphone, streaming services. So I'm just not seeing it. This monopoly. It's so dumb to even say this is a monopoly. Microsoft gives you the most options to play their games out of anybody. So I don't see what the big deal is. And they got the cheapest way that you can play these next gen games for only $300. Or you can just or they can just play these games on that high-end PC they always brag about. But apparently they're saying this is a monopoly when it's just dumb to even say that. Like, it's so stupid. It gets worse for the legal experts in quotation marks. Can't claim Xbox is dead last every time one needs an ego boost. You pick the correct console, then scream monopoly once the competition does some damage. Yeah, once Xbox starts kicking Sony's butt, and it's like, we need the government to step in. It's monopoly now. Like, what? Crying to your government to stop Xbox from gaining ground. Wow, that is super pathetic. That is so embarrassing. Like, they legit want the government to step in to save them, to save Sony from not I don't know, taking an L this generation. That's just sad. People who have no interest in Xbox privately talking about Xbox now. We know exactly what these fanboys do behind the scenes. Oh man. The only thing these media guys care about is what about PlayStation. That's literally all they care about, and they will try to word it so it doesn't sound that. But when we all know that they care about, and again, nothing will change. Competition is still there. Sony will be great. Yeah, competition is a good thing. Like you want these companies to compete with each other, but apparently they just like the narrative that when Microsoft is dead last. They love that narrative, but when Sony is catching some flack or when they catching heat, they actually catching competition, it's a problem now for these guys. It can't be a monopoly since Microsoft shots Xbox for being number 3rd in gaming revenue. Tencent is number 1 and Sony is number 2. Yeah, people don't even talk about Tencent like that. And they make more money than Sony and Microsoft. I don't know about combined, but they make more money than Sony and Microsoft. So, and people don't talk about Tencent, but apparently if Microsoft would have bought Activision Blizzard, it's a problem now. Tencent kind of could have bought Activision Blizzard too, but I guess that they probably wouldn't make a complaint about that though, because it's not Microsoft. The only people this will affect is PlayStation players. We can now see what a mess a lot of these folks pin their colors to now. Yeah, a lot of these so-called unbiased journalists are definitely exposing their true selves now with this new acquisition. It's an unwritten rule. If it's not on PlayStation, it's us and it's not permitted. Yeah. All funny, all the lawyers seem to be saying they don't think this falls under monopoly laws, but what do they know? Yeah. Apparently these so-called game journalists and the game Sony fanboys know more than actual lawyers. It's so ridiculous. They're just, it's just mind-boggling. Like they legit don't think Microsoft thought this through before they even made this announcement. They was going to acquire Activision Blizzard. They didn't speak with no lawyers of themselves. Like these guys just get, the text just gets stupid. Like geez. Let's see the quote tweets for this guy, his comment. Because this dude was getting roasted their entire thread that he was on. So the comments in this thread confirm my belief that gamers are the worst and would gladly sell their loved ones for a better game. What is he talking about? What? This is a great discussion of where things are going. My question, why won't be answered for years, is the Game Pass subscriber base going to be for people who used to buy games and not want? I don't know what this guy's talking about. The government should, and to no one's surprise, they wouldn't do a single thing. So people are legit like saying the government should step in. Like this is craziness. Like this is legit craziness. Wow. The thing about games that you really can't consume more games. Games are already dirt cheap. What companies can do is integrate, spend less money, hire a few people, cut experimental content. Okay. Xbox has no games. So please, government help. Xbox has games. Yeah, that's a good point to end it off on right here. I'm going to conclude it right here. Definitely a good point right here. How at one breath you could say Xbox have no games, they're dry. What did he say? He said his son used the Xbox One controller as a pacifier. The system has been turned on for months. To the government, help me out, help us out. Xbox has too many games now. Make it make sense how that narrative just changed that fast like that. But yeah. Definitely want to see your thoughts about this. Your thoughts about these guys down below. This guy is probably the worst gaming journalist I've seen so far about this whole situation. Even worse than that gaming Karen gaming journalist, the other guy, saying he's gonna talk to his what is it? I forgot what he said. But the gaming Karen, the other gaming Karen journalist. But definitely want to see your thoughts down below about this. Leave a like if you like this video. As always, thanks for watching, and peace.